Caution them.
AG.
Make it an anthem. Land of Guyana, of rivers and plains. I'm a real Guyanese. From the time when I step on the scene to the moment me leave. I'm a real Guyanese. From the red to the black to the gold to the white to the green. I'm a real Guyanese. And nothing can change me. So nothing can change me. I'm a real Guyanese. I living in a foreign country. So nothing can change me. 6 races, beautiful faces. Put your hand them in the air if you're not racist. I pledge myself to honor always. I will never disgrace this. Them want peace and we mop. Wait your mothers, we not get you that. No, not one caress. Not a blade of grass. Listen up, 83,000 square miles. Oh my God, we find aisle. Me not tell you no lie. Guyana nice, but I swear for my life. Land of many waters, bring out all the leaders in the son, them and the daughters. If you want to we fight, no, not at all. I'm a real Guyanese. From the time when I step on the scene to the moment me leave. I'm a real Guyanese. From the red to the black to the gold to the white to the green. I'm a real Guyanese. And nothing can change me. So nothing can change me. I'm a real Guyanese. I live in a foreign country. So nothing can change me. We got stop broke. Allow it tough crook. It now is pretty son about that try act shook. God big up GRM, me know how my tax look. And when me have the money, me can go for my bank book. Beautiful Guyana, we there in South America. Land of kite, the flora and the fauna. Independent people, so we doing what we wanna. Never violate because you could become a Ghana. Them love we country, all the foreigners, them children salute you. In the Indian temp, love we border, we no want no problem. Never fall, we forever standing. Me love how God make you, would never forsake you. Unique in every way, good I never mistake you. If Guyana was a girl, we surely would date you. That's why they want take you. I'm a real Guyanese. From the time when I step on the scene to the moment we leave.
This is Quincy Anderson. You know I love my country. There's no other country better than mine. Welcome to Guyana, land of 6 races, 6 different faces, and we all live in love. Guyana is a beautiful country, no other can compare. Got everything right here, so no other can compare.
الصبح بدا من طلعته والليل الدجى من ضفراته الله والله والله هو الله هو الله.
Dear Heavenly Father, we come to you today as warriors in your kingdom, ready to fight against the spiritual battles that we face each day. We know that we are not fighting against flesh and blood, but against the powers of darkness and evil in the heavenly realms. We ask for your strength, your guidance, and your wisdom as we face these battles. Help us to put on the full armor of God, so that we can stand firm against the enemy and his schemes. We pray for protection over our minds and hearts, that we may not be swayed by the lies and deceptions of the enemy. We pray for courage and boldness to speak your truth in a world that is filled with darkness. We ask that you would surround us with your angels, that they may guard us and protect us from all harm and danger. We declare that no weapon formed against us shall prosper, and that every tongue that rises against us in judgment shall be condemned. We pray for our brothers and sisters in Christ who are facing persecution and oppression around the world. We ask that you would strengthen them, comfort them, and give them the grace to endure. We pray that their faith would be a shining light in the midst of darkness, and that their witness would bring many to salvation. Lord, we know that you are sovereign over all things, and that nothing is beyond your control. We ask that you would help us to trust in you, even when we cannot see the way forward. Give us the peace that passes all understanding, and the assurance that you are with us always.
गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरा गुरुर्साक्षात् परब्रह्मा तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः.
Pleasant good morning to those who are tuning in on another episode of The Wrap. I want to say thank you once again for joining us and thank you for being a part of us this morning. So I must take this opportunity for us to say a special good morning to Bobby the Sims, Becky Itwara, Ivorine Ramcharan, Jamelia Kiyum, if I have that right, Lorna Jagannath, Jasor the Budram. Good morning to all you guys. My good brother, Chris Thakur Prasad, all the way from Florida. Good morning to you, Lynette Cornelius, Gail Bacchus, Keith Adams. Keith Adams, good morning to you, brother. I haven't seen you in a while. We have Omar Sharif and John Gumam. Good morning to everyone. Guys, please share the live as you come in. And how could I forget our dear Sally Jones and the crew? Sally, I know I ain't see you tag your crew yet, so I know you're going to start tagging your crew. Somo Bat, Jillian Lewis, Stanley Hamilton. The whole crew is going to be here in a few. So thank you guys for being a part of this program again this morning. And I now take this opportunity to bring in my partner here, Courdel. So Courdel, how are you this morning, brother?
Morning, Kevon. Morning to the viewers, the listeners locally and in the diaspora. It's Wednesday, and we're almost
Thursday.
at the Thursday. Sorry. The week flying out. The week flying out so fast. I'm losing track of the days. But it's Thursday, and we'll be hearing from the General Secretary of the People's Progressive Party and Vice President of Guyana, Dr. Jardio, a little later in the day. But this morning we got a couple of things to discuss. There was a not a press conference, but an interview with the GS/VP, and he dealt with a lot of matters. So we want to touch on some of those this morning. But what's going on your end here in Linden, Kevon?
Okay, Courdel, I am very much excited for tomorrow. Well, before tomorrow, I must say we have a little. I shouldn't say a little. We have a lot of clouds overhead here. Look like we're gonna be having some rain in Linden today. I'm not sure what the weatherman say, but that's how it looks to me. For tomorrow, I know tomorrow the vice president or general secretary will be in Linden as well, and we're calling on all to come out and get the message. Basically, he's just coming to say thank you and also engage with some of the other persons within the community and business communities and so on. So if you're in Linden or if you want to head to Linden, you can do so. Come out tomorrow. We will be at the Wutuka Guest House as well. On the ground itself, Courdel, it's extremely quiet. I'm wondering. I shouldn't say I'm wondering because nothing bothers me. When the quiet is good. Sometimes it's better just say nothing instead you open your mouth and speak nonsense. But on the ground here, it's pretty quiet. It's pretty quiet. It's pretty calm. I guess after a storm is a calm. With all the rail up and rant up, we still penetrate to take 2007 votes out of their nest. out of the
Yeah.
nest, not in the outskirts as yet, in the nest, much less when we go on the outskirts in 2025. So it's kind of quiet here on the ground, Courdel. It's kind of quiet on
Mm-hmm.
this.
Yeah. Well, it's the same thing here in Georgetown. We're not hearing much from the opposition. Congratulations to the persons who were selected um, to be on the Mayor and City Council of Georgetown from the People's Progressive Party Civic. Those names aren't out yet, but I was well informed that there were some persons who were identified to fill those council seats in relation to representing the constituents in Georgia who would have voted for the People's Progressive Party Civic, and by extension, all the other constituents. Because as you know, Kevon, just like in Linden there, you have a council which is controlled by the opposition who has not been very effective in remedying some of the issues that are raised by constituents. And what I wanted to note is during that interview with the vice president, Dr. Barry Jagdeo, he did note that a lot of issues were raised during the lead up to the LGE elections. And during that process and post LGE elections, the PPPC and its LGE candidates are still on the ground trying to have those issues remedied. He highlighted a few of them in this interview. So he spoke about the Small Business Bureau, and for persons who might not know, this is an agency, lending agency that offers grants and loans to small businesses, small, I think, and medium scale businesses to either expand or start up. And he mentioned that over 700 persons had applied and never got any help from this agency. So he noted that, and this is across regions 1 to 10, So there were persons who were looking for assistance to make their lives better, their families' lives better, and they were caught up in, some bureaucracy and some red tape. And one of the things he noted is that the through these meetings and these outreach that they would have, and these interactions with persons in these communities, the interactions during the LG period, the campaigning period, these things were brought to the fore. So now these 700 persons who would have applied for these grants and loans from the Small Business Bureau, these grants and loans are now being processed. The process is now moving forward. I can't say what would have caused it to stall, but here you see persons identifying issues and government stepping in to make sure that the state agencies and facilities that fall under the purview of the state are functioning, and the people are benefiting. So those 700 persons who would have applied for grants and loans would have invested significant time and money in preparing for these applications. So they did business plans, register with get their compliance in order, NIS in order, they register their business and whatnot. And they were just waiting for this help to move forward. So that was one of the issues that the VP would have identified that was raised with these candidates and the party itself on the ground across the 10 administrative regions of Guyana. He also spoke about Region 1, which was experiencing some difficulty in relation to agriculture. Now, they were experiencing a lack of planting materials in the area. Already, a team is being set up to go to that area, start out having more planting materials available, and in an effort to establish a nursery in that area so that the persons in Region 1 have more access to planting materials and a functioning nursery so that region itself can become self-sufficient. So we see government working in all quarters of society, trying to make persons' lives better. And as the vice president said, with the LGE elections and the campaigning that happened, more issues were identified and those issues are currently being addressed, Kevin.
Exactly. Courdel, in relation to this, to this whole, to the business proposals and grants and these things that are there for Guyanese to benefit. And I want to be very clear. I want to highlight Guyanese to benefit, not PPP. All right, because right here in Linden, we have some mischievous persons on the ground. You know the normal thing,
Mm,
who's going out to mislead the people, distract the people from going to benefit, and said, don't apply. I spoke to an individual up there last night, and he said that he was told not to even make an attempt because you wouldn't benefit because you're a supporter of the PNC. So I said to him, listen, I would even want to continue this conversation with you because why? You should have been an independent thinker, right? If you
right.
continue to listen to people that is going to come and say, oh, don't do this and don't do that, they wouldn't do this. I know the president, since the president was here a few months ago, he engaged with the business personnel in Linden. He engaged with the Linden Chambers and Commerce, and further he gave further instructions to Dr. Jerry Gavaya, who I believe he's also a rep on the board, right, on the board of small businesses, right, and I can see Mr. Gavaya went back here to Linden. Apart from that, I think it was the 3 days after the president's visit, he
Mm,
went back to Linden and he continued to engage with people. And he even advised that, look, y'all set up a WhatsApp group and all who's interested, have them added on to that list as well. So we can have an entire list of persons who are interested.
mm,
We're going to go forward. One of the key things to note, Cordell, that you would have mentioned there as well, people have to understand, these are monies that does not belong to the government. These are taxpayers' monies, and it has to be accounted for, right? And that is why the vice president made it very clear that you have to have your documentations in place, because for record's sake, so they cannot hold the government. We know the opposition out there are mischievous. They cannot say to the people, or they try to make an argument to say that, oh, the PVP is giving out monies to people who are only of PVP, and all the things they're preaching, right? So we are asking again that persons, in order for you to benefit from this, you must have yourself documented. All your documents must be in place, updated, and therefore, I assure that you will also be a beneficiary from this. And it's moving in phase to Cordell, because some persons feel that as a whole, 5,000 people can get it one time. You have to understand that it moves in phases and in phases and in
mm,
phases. And the other thing, just to open the eyes of persons who are asking questions about the oil resources, um, the oil resources monies that is being withdrawn by the government. I must say to you, these are where these funds are going into. This is where people are benefiting from. So when you see they come out to say, "Oh, we got oil money, but we ain't got nothing," no, it is there. It is you who have to put yourself in place and ensure that you're in line to benefit from this.
yeah.
Um,
So,
Cordell,
so,
before you move on, I saw somebody ask me about the situation at the Five Corner. There was an incident here at Five Corner yesterday at the Tropical Reflection. It's a business place that provide the service of hot meals, or I should say, the service of food and so on to the community. And there was an incident here yesterday. I cannot pronounce on that. I wasn't clear what transpired. I just got bits and pieces wrong, so therefore I wouldn't want to mention on it unless I have the accurate information to
so,
share with you.
so let me pronounce, since I would have some information. This matter was also dealt with yesterday by the vice president on this interview. Now, this is a private matter involving a woman who leased some land from Nissel and leased that land to someone else. She would have went to court to have the person she would have leased the land to removed from the spot. But Mr. Sharma Solomon and those in Linden are now turning it to make it a government issue. You understand? And if y'all could read that there from Mr. McClellan, you'll have a clearer understanding of what took place there. It has nothing to do with the government. Nothing to do with the government. A completely private matter. So there's nobody trying to move. The government is not trying to move anybody off of any land in any way, shape, or form. This is a private issue, right? And if you guys want any more information, I'm sure this entire missive here is available on Dario's page. So for clarity's sake, I just want to reiterate, the government of Guyana, the current administration of Guyana, did not move anybody off of any property in Linden Deer at Five Corner. No one whatsoever. It is a private matter, just like the matter at Foothill Sioux Dyke.
I was just going to say so.
Private issue, people who own land and had people living on the space, and they decided they wanted it. They went to court, they followed the procedure, and the procedure is being played out there at Five Corner. So for persons looking here, just be aware, the government of Guyana had nothing at all to do with that matter. Only persons in Linden, like Sharma Solomon, are portraying it to be a government issue, but no, it is not. Right?
And Courdel, Courdel, before you go on, that is something that I really can't, as much this is within their DNA to misinform and misguide and cause unnecessary conflicts in these things, right? We know it's in their DNA. But the thing that I can't understand, Courdel, why can we at no time find that place where we can come to a mutual understanding and deal with the fact as it is? Do not politicize it. That incident yesterday, based on my little bits and pieces, the government has nothing to do with that situation. That's a private matter between two individuals. You understand? Unfortunately, the land or the space in dispute it belongs to the state, which is being managed by NISIL. So in some form, the state will have to intervene to make a decision, although the court would have given a go-ahead, right? So again, I don't see where the government had anything to do with that.
If the land is leased, the state can't just jump in like that. The land is leased. The lease owner is the person who would have to approach the court to have anything done. The only way the state could jump into that lease is if the lease, the person who took out the lease, according to this here, Miss Maximus, would have violated the lease. That is, I think that is one of the ways that government can intervene and probably take back the land from her. But currently now, this land is leased to Miss Maximus. She's responsible for it. And she's the person who moved to the court to deal with the situation. You understand?
Courdel, according to what Dario is saying here, and I think today I'm going to do some research, thanks to Dario, he's also saying that the land, according to NCN article, the land is not leased, right? Well, so I'm not sure. And then on a legal, I believe on a legal aspect as well, Courdel, if a land is being leased to you, I don't think by no means you are entitled, despite it's been leased to you, you are entitled to lease that land as well, a third party. I don't think that is legal, but like I said, Courdel, that is why I didn't want to pronounce it, because I don't know the facts of it. I didn't dig into it. I choose not, because again, it's a private matter, right? And from the time we come out to speak on things, people would want to hold us accountable, which we can answer for ourselves, right? But I prefer more that we try as much to bring the information straight to the people. Let it be authentic. We will find out on the legal end and also what actually transpired on the ground. So what I'm going to do, Courdel, for the viewers' sake, I will definitely today find some time to engage with Mr. Lyle, the business owner, to see if I can have some information, and from the other party as well, and also on the government end, so we can have a clear idea and related, because they go already, and that's what those who were on the ground yesterday, the Sharmas and the other. I am pretty much sure that they didn't even try as much to do that. They went to pick a side and politicize it because they are already saying it's the government. And like you rightly said, that is a similar situation at what happened at Hilford here. You understand? So let us I guess we would take the time and dig into it and have the facts for the viewership's sake.
Yeah, so you persons viewing, you can check NCN's page. I think they have a report on that. You can update yourself. So back to the interview with the vice president and some of those issues identified. So on the cards, the farmers at Courdel, they will be expecting a visit on Friday from the Minister of Agriculture. I think he's heading up to Region 10, and he's supposed to be stopping there tomorrow to engage those farmers there to see what are the issues and see how they can remedy them, right? It was important to note that the vice president noted that government is refocusing on the core aspects of development that this government is trying to put forward after off the heels of the LGE elections, right? Yeah, secure project, infrastructure development, and moving this nation forward. So it's good to know that the government has refocused itself to ensure that now that the LGE elections are finished, we can get these councillors into their seats and continue the progress or the trajectory that Guyana is already on in terms of taking it forward. One of the other things he noted is that, to his surprise, that persons are allowing themselves to be easily misled about the results of the LGE, Kevin. And what is so baffling to me as well is the numbers are so clear. 66 of 80, the PVP won. The PSC won 14 of 80. Who's the winner there? So he was reiterating he couldn't understand the celebration that is being put forward by the PNCA PNU. Now, mind you, Kevin, you remember in 2018, the PPPC only won 53 of the LAs. That has increased to 66. This election, they won over 900 of the 1,200 seats. And that clearly constitutes about 75% of the seats available across the country. So we do know, and by any standard, 75% winner to the election, that's considered a landslide victory anywhere in the world. So again, I don't understand, and as the VP would have said, he doesn't understand the reason why the APNU would be in such of a celebratory mood. And even in areas that the PVP did not win, in those 14 areas, the competition was very stiff. So let's look at this area of cut brath, I think it is. Let me pull up that bit of information. So cut brath was tight, right? Now this is an area that they would now have to go to the magistrates court to pull to see who will have control of that area. Now, oh gosh, Kevin, for area that you control it, for the PVP to come in and tie even and straight with you, doesn't that say something? Huh? Madia, Bartica, doesn't that say something, Kevin? You understand? So if the PVP wins that area, when that issue is taken to the magistrate's court, that will take it to 67 of the LAAs. In New Amsterdam, the vote for the PVP increased by 100%. In 2018, they had 11. PNC had 11 seats. PVP had 3. In 2023, PNC has 8 seats. PVP has 6. In Linden, as you would have mentioned yesterday and again today, the PVP vote increased by 2,000 votes. You understand? 2018, 402, 2023, 2,400. That says a lot. These are PNC strongholds. So we see when the GS talks about inroads, exactly what he is exactly speaking about. The vote, even in areas that the PPP did not win, the vote was increased significantly. You understand? Kokwani, the vote was doubled. Bartika was one outright. Madia, as I said, was one outright. In Georgetown, the APNU in 2023 got less votes than the APNU AFC got in 2018 in Georgetown. So the celebrations and the motorcades at the hole in Kevon, I don't know what's the purpose, bro. I don't know what's the purpose. Mock up 2018, PPPC got 17 votes, Kevon. 1-7. 1-7, brother. You understand? In 2023 is 200 plus. 2023 is 200 plus. So they see 200 as a small number. But it's 200 jumping from 17, brother.
Exactly.
How much percent increase is that? You understand? So I don't know about you, but I find the efforts of the opposition laughable. And I think it's embarrassing to their supporters that they operate in such a manner to mislead people. And Kevon, I know people ain't stupid. You mightn't have a degree or a diploma, but you got reasoning skills. You could tell sense from nonsense. Anybody know when somebody telling them stupidness, you know?
Exactly. And you know, Courdel, there's some comments, and I had a conversation, and they were expressing their disappointment in Linden after we would have done so much work. And when I said so much work, let me be very clear. There's a difference between that we would have done so much, meaning physically on the ground, outreaches, door to door, and these things, is not we have done so much given anything in terms of what they're saying. We give in grants and we pay people in this thing. We're talking about the groundwork that would have been done. We saw people like Dario, who literally lost his voice. We saw the minister himself, our cluster leader, Bishop Juan Ejil, in the rain, literally in the rain. One person tried to shelter him with an umbrella. He said, no, we are on the ground, right? I saw all our candidates on the ground. And I understand their frustration when they would have felt that, you know, we should have gained more. But the factor to note is that if PNC or APNU can celebrate 14 out of 80, why I can't celebrate 2,000 out of increasing from 400? You understand?
Yeah.
So why I am going to celebrate the 2,000. 2,000 is a whole lot, bro. 2,000 is a whole lot.
Kevon,
right? 512%.
They spoke of, and when I say the opposition spoke of the PPP government having access to resources to influence the elections, Kevin. If we go back and look at the numbers, in 2018, the AP and UFC government spent 10 times what they're claiming the PPP government spent. You hear me? And their records to show from the public purse. And they still didn't have a favorable outcome in the 2018 elections. Because if you remember, out of the 80 LAAs, the PPPC won 53. So they didn't even win half of the LAAs, the APNU, when they were in control of the executive. You understand? And it was when they would have had an opportunity to impact these communities, do all the works that needed to be done, build all the bridges, do all the roads, dig all the drains. Look, trouble. But I just wanted to reiterate that point. They're talking about a spending, and they have a lot of persons going around the place trying to mislead persons about the PPP would have paid people to go and vote, and the PPP would have paid persons to wear jerseys. Not one person has come out to say, hey, I received money to wear a jersey for the PPP, or XYZ person told me if I vote PPP, they're giving me 20,000 or 5,000 or something. Just a bunch of wild speculation from people like Christopher Jones and other operatives in the opposition. No proof. No proof. I wish that the People's Progressive Party would start suing persons, right? Taking persons to task. So if you're saying that persons were paid, find somebody, bring that person out, prove it. Prove that you have evidence that persons were paid to vote or to wear a jersey for the People's Progressive Party civic. And if not, there should be some sort of repercussions, because you're defaming the character of the party by saying that the only way they could get Afro-Guyanese to vote for them is by paying them. And yeah, it's past Afro-Guyanese. A set of Afro-Guyanese should come together and sue y'all too, the opposition. Because apparently that's the only way Afro-Guyanese could use their brain to make a decision is with some money. And I think that is highly disrespectful to Afro-Guyanese in Guyana. Because the fact that you could put it in there or put it out there, the only reason these people went over is for money, is seeing that these people can't think on their own. They are unable to make a logical decision on their own. They're unable to look in the country and see the development. They're unable to reflect on 2015, 2020 and see the worries that the APNU AFC left us in and to make a decision based on that. And I think that is I pass to the max coming out of this opposition coalition or whatever they are now. And you know what else is ridiculous? Cathy Hughes and Kemraj Ramjetan and all these worries. These people don't have a dog in the fight, you know, Kevon. They don't have a dog in the fight. They couldn't even represent themselves at the local government elections. You understand? They couldn't even represent themselves at the local government elections. This guy, Kieran Bruce, who people they are alleging was Mudwater or whatever it is. Just start a party for this local government elections and could win a seat I think they won an NDC or something like that. You understand me? An AFC, an established party who had government ministers and run general regional elections and local government elections, couldn't even field a list of candidates to Georgetown alone. Come on, Kevon. Out the place, AFC. Out the place. And if you remember, Kevon, the majority of scandals that came out of the coalition, Kevon, was AFC ministers. So you had the allegations of the gun license racket that was running at Home Affairs there with Ramjetan. You had Cathy Hughes giving her own company contracts. You had Bangles boss, Patterson, collecting the money to go China or wherever he went, and he putting it back late or wherever he do with it. You had Trotman with the 18 million US. You had Sherrod Duncan at Chronicle with the people furniture and thing that he buy up and all kind of thing. You understand me? This is bare worries just come out of the AFC. You had Imran Khan who done making himself a mook at DPI. Then you had it's not Debbie Bako. Oh gosh. Well, another woman. She claims she's a PR specialist. All of them doing a set of stupidness. You understand? So when you look back at the worries, most of it was these worries from the AFC. You understand?
Exactly.
Kemraj Ramjetan campaigning in WhatsApp groups, but can't come on the road and talk to the people. You understand? Can't come on the road and talk to people. Bryzel Ford and all of them, Kevon, if you notice in the videos, these guys didn't come out until like must be but a week or a couple of days before the local government elections. You understand me? So they didn't support Norton and they didn't support his candidates. And I cannot remember seeing them campaigning in Georgetown. I think it was only Aubrey Norton, or I think in the last days they went to Stabrook Market, and I think I saw some MPs. But yeah, Risedale, Christopher Jones, Amanza, all of them with the beret on the head, the green beret on the head, being in the outlying areas in the last days coming up to LGE. They didn't want nothing to do with Norton any team. You understand me, Kevin? So I hope people see. I hope people see the foolishness that these people is come with, and I hope people remember that these people who are now playing holier than thou, Kevin, and talking about corruption and who thieving, Sherrod Duncan should never. He should get out the ring. He shouldn't be in the ring to talk about anything in relation to corruption. Sherrod Duncan. You understand? And Patterson and it Ferguson and them who like talk about corruption. Oh Christ. No man. No. No.
And,
All them
you know,
pots got to relax and leave the kettle alone. All them pots.
yeah, and Courdel, that particular character, Duncan, like to talk about corruption. Let me tell you something. I had a first-hand experience with that individual. You understand? Fully madman. Now he was placed as the officially Courdel, if for just for information's sake to the public and especially to Linden, I am officially the elected chairman or the elected divisional chairman for the community policing organization of Region 10. Um, uh, Mr. Ramjatan decided to put Sherrod as the coordinator, right, for community policing. Bro, I'm gonna tell you something. I've seen the mass corruption of Duncan and the AFC, who believes that they actually own the CPG, the Community Policing Organization. Now, I'm going to tell you this, and this is whereby the madman from Linden Hay, Norris King, got his power from. Now, he was given a job as a liaison officer, and apparently, like, he believed that he was given the job as a regional commander for the Guyana Police Force, because even up to the commander, Mr. King had no regards and respect for. And that was the same time when Calvin Brutus, I like raise up the Calvin Brutus story, because when he feel he could have disrespected Mr. Brutus saying, oh, Ramjatan is you boss. Well, I is the boss of this station, and they get 24 hours in the lock
Good
you up in the cell.
fee.
You understand? These people in Linden, I've had my own personal experience. I don't know, and I would really like persons from our region to come out. Being because Mr. Ramjatan was Minister of Home Affairs, the AFC believed to our God that they own the CPG. Let me tell you what transpired. The first thing, when I become chair, I was elected chairman of the division. We had I must say a whole set of assets in Linden here that is called the disaster preparedness kits. Those kits had a whole lot of stuff. It had chainsaw, it had slashers, it had handheld radios, and I'm talking about the expensive radios. It had boats, it had motorbikes, and all these things. And mind you, let me make that clear. It was prior to 2015, the then Minister Home Affairs, Mr. Dr. Clement Roy, who made that available for the CPG. Right? Bro, when I was elected chair, we had this one lady that I personally got her the job as as another liaison officer. Because they had two, one for the Wisma Shore and one for the Mackenzie Shore. We had a vehicle. Courdel, the first thing that me and them head on for is that she is a liaison officer. The CPG is being controlled or being managed by an SOP, the standard operating procedure, where she bypassed that, and she feel that as the liaison officer, she had authority to every single asset of the CPG, which that is so opposite to the SOP. Anyway, Sherrod tell Lorrimer to give you one of the keys. Anyway, I gave her one. Bullies him again. Next thing you know, the assets start missing. One chainsaw missing, the slasher missing, this missing. And when I asked, oh, I borrowed, I said, look, those assets is not for personal use. Those are for disaster. Those are disaster preparedness kits for any disaster should occur. That is what those kits supposed to be used for. Apart from that, they took the vehicle now. Liaisons don't have access to vehicles. They took the CPG vehicle, and the vehicle become like their personal own. Next, you know, the vehicle transporting pig. Yes, the same pig. The vehicle transporting chicken mole. The vehicle transporting criminals. The vehicle went as far as start doing campaign work for the 2018 local government election. The vehicle was doing campaign work for the AFC. And this same Duncan by, he decided that he had so much power. Courdel, I would really want to go in details with this, but I'm going to leave that for next time. But I'm going to tell you something: the mass corruption under the community policing organization, where millions was squandered as well, right? That the government put in there, that cannot be accounted for, was under his time as coordinator, right? But I'm going to leave this CPG discussion for a specific day and make it a topic, because there's a lot of things that people out there need to know. And these people now sit in the ring. This individual, this Kaichor a chronicle, is chronicle, right? This chronicle thief sit in the ring to come here to lecture to the people about corruption. Who's more corrupted than these people?
That time
You understand? Who's
he
more
on
corrupted
board.
than
He on board Nakiev, right? He on board Nakiev. The board selected by the APNU when they were in there, because it was too much. It was too much. You understand? But
exactly?
one of the last things I wanted to touch on before we wrap up the program is the lie that is being peddled, especially in Linden there, that after the local government elections, if these areas weren't won, the part-time workers would be fired. The persons who got the cleaning contracts and some small contracts would lose those contracts. Now we shall see, Lindeners. Now we shall see. So if you're a part-time worker, I'd like you to go back to that same person who told you the PPP was going to knock you off if y'all didn't vote for if y'all didn't vote for them. Go back and tell him that you're still employed as a part-time worker under the PPP. The persons who got the contracts that they said you will lose, I want you to go back and show them, hey, my contract's still intact. I'm still doing the work. I'm still supposed to get paid when I'm done. You understand me? I would like those persons to go and challenge them. And for those persons who are told that, now that you see it's a lie, I hope the next local government elections and the next regional and general elections, you make that decision that you don't want people who's lying to you anymore in your council. You understand? Or in charge of your region. Because this has been peddled in Linden, especially because of the Afro population up there. These part-time workers going to lose the job. These contractors will lose their contracts and all that nonsense. And all we have seen since local government elections, Kevon, is the PPP making more efforts to make the people in that region's lives better. You understand? Continuing that effort to try and make their lives better, create employment, create housing, create opportunities in terms of agriculture. So you're trying to tell me, Kevon, are they trying to say that the bridge, the 4-lane bridge, not going to be built anymore because Linden didn't vote PVPC? They're trying to tell we that the housing scheme going to get, well, they're going to let Bush grow back over it because they didn't vote PVPC. They're not going to finish the Linden to Mabura road at the start because they didn't vote PVPC. Are the synthetic track that liar woman stand up right next to the pavilion and Holiday ain't got none, and toilet facilities? Liar. The liar. I gotta look back for that video. She's a liar. Oh my God. Oh my God, Kevon. Oh my God. I could always remember that the people didn't even break down the old stands and the toilet yet. They're building the new one. And she got holiday and got no proper facilities here for or at least a train. They don't have no toilet. They don't have no stands. It's just out in the sun there. I said, this lady, oh Christ, that was a bare-faced lie. Kevon, if you have some time today, please take a photo of the stands at the ground there. That thing really upset me, partner. Please, if you have some time today, please take a photo of the stands because I would like to touch on it tomorrow again. Bloody liar. But they ain't got no stands there. So, Kevon, all I could say is persons will now see what their intention for their area is. Right? Linden, you gave some extra seats and that is appreciated. But at the end of the day, remember the persons who are affecting change within that township is the AP and UPNs. Right? They have the majority of the seats. So don't worry with them 2 seats the PPP get. Whilst the PPP will have a little more say, it's not enough to affect any change there in Linden. So all the development that you are expecting, you are supposed to be seeing it from the AP and UAFC. But I can guarantee you, Kevon and the rest of Lindeners and Region 10 by extension, that they will do nothing. And central government will have to come in again.
And that is fact.
And save the day.
That is fact. That is fact.
Thank you, Kevon. One more thing I'd like to identify before I digress here this morning. I saw a post made yesterday and it made my skin grow. I wish y'all could see it. Right? New secondary schools currently under construction or finished. You understand? Christchurch, St. George's, St. Mary's, Good Hope, Yarra Cabra, Abraham Zul's, all in 1 month. All in 1 month, Shampoo.
Progress.
All in 1 month. If you see the school in Essequibo, I saw some drone footage of it. If you see it, champ. If you see it, top of the line. Top of the line. Top of the line. You understand? I saw the drawings for the new Christchurch. Properness. Not the old wooden stupid building that was there before. I'm pretty sure with the new Christchurch there, they can be housing more students. And that is a very good school. We have a lot of professionals who came from Christchurch. St. George's is going to be done. You see St. Rose's almost finished. Is the PNC that started though and left it? Kevon, we've got to remember. You remember we had an education minister that didn't know the difference between Pagwa and Diwali? You remember the partner? We had an education minister. We had an education minister who got a scholarship from the government to go and study and couldn't tell the difference between Pagwa and Diwali. Pagwali was a big thing in Guyana, piece of time, partner. People going around the place. Happy Pagwali, happy Pagwali. You know whether to shine it with powder or deal. You understand me, partner? You don't know whether to shine it with powder or deal. Look. These people is trouble. These people is trouble, but
you know, when you talk about schools, Courdel, this is very serious. Something come back to mind. You know, to know how people try to, and it reminds me of I like use my situation with my home when it was born and so on as a perfect example, where they create the mischief force, and then they use that delicate situation to help raise funds for themselves. Could you recall the 1 mile school that was burnt?
Yeah.
That 1 mile school was burnt. And a particular individual here in Linden assumed might become a male. He and an entire team went about and they raised funds from people from the diaspora and all over, millions of dollars to rebuild that school. We don't know where that fund went because I know it was the government who would build the school. You understand? right? I just it just as you mentioned about the developments in schools and so on, just click back. So I just want persons to know the kind of people we're dealing with. In pertaining to the liar tongue that claim of no facility for the athletes and so on, I will personally, upon your request and the request of the viewers, I will go there on spot today, and I will go directly on the track. I might do a 5 lap before, and then I can do a live there. So
Do
persons that
do the 5 laps on the live. Don't do the 5 laps and come sweaty after and tell me, well, I've just done the 5 laps. So here's the place Courdel was talking about. Don't worry with that. We want to see you run the 5 and then do the live. Do the live and everything. You think you slick.
so I will go there personally again because I was there during campaign trail. I was there. I was there. Person check back my life. I was on that. If person can remember when I was given a tour of Linden, I was there. I was there. So, but I will go back personally on that spot. And I was told also, I don't know how true it is because when I go there, the security tell me that only the minister is permitted to go on the parapet, to go on the thing. And I know it wasn't anything of such. I know they hadn't want me to go there. You understand? But I will go there. Today I'm going to go there and I'm going to highlight it.
Even if you're up on the road, you could see the stands. Just please, even if you do a live from there, I'd even be better to show people. Because these things we have to debunk. We have to debunk. That was an outright bare-faced, blatant, in key, want to see where barley grow lie. Them lie to get your vex, to get people angry, to put you in problems.
Exactly.
You understand? Trouble, these people. Look, anyway, let me calm down.
Courdel, the thing of it, like you rightly said, we are here just to highlight and promote and bring the facts to people. And everything that they say, there's definitely an opposite in a positive manner for that because they speak only of negativity and they preach lies, like I saw the viewers are saying here, lies and lies and more lies. And to me, like up to now, they can't catch yourself that technology is making a mess of them. You know, I really don't understand this. I'm trying to understand this logic. But anyway, Courdel, let us take the opportunity now. Well, before I guess you want to say something before.
No, go ahead.
Yes. So there's another issue, Courdel, I really want to touch on, but that might delay our timer because I have somebody that's waiting on me. I have my comrade Sherry is waiting on me. I have to drop some stuff for her. So she's waiting on me. But I want person to take the opportunity. I don't normally encourage people to follow idiot and donkeys. You know, when I use donkeys, I think of one person's. But I saw this lone soldier, this lone lost sheep, and attacking our minister Susan Rodriguez, and that is a blatant attack. Mr. London. And I think we're gonna address that tomorrow. Let we have some more details. Right?
Kevon, all I'll say on that issue is Guyana is not a place for intolerance anymore and segregation. Guyana is moving to be in a place where everybody's preference, once it is respectful of other persons, should be facilitated.
Exactly.
And I don't think Bishop London is in any way, shape, or form has the moral authority to speak on this issue specifically. One, it's a personal issue. It's personal.
Exactly.
Has nothing to do with him. It has nothing to do with the individual who is calling her name in his mouth, his filthy mouth, calling her name in his mouth. It doesn't impair her ability to do her work. So what concern is that of Bishop London? That is what I'm trying to understand. This liar as well, who went to the ground in Linden and heard about how some Chinese company donate the whole ground when the plaque said the pavilion was donated. You lying bishop, you. God should smite you down. And that's what you should look at. Because you're looking at who else sinning and who else is living in the right thing with God, and you're a blasted liar on the life. You're a liar. You're a liar, sir. I am calling you out as a liar. So you leave my minister alone. You leave her alone. And look at your children, who you probably don't even know what they're doing in their quiet moments. That might surprise you, sir. You understand? So you focus on that and keeping your house in order. You don't worry about what other people doing.
The man's a lost soul. But I know what I'm going to say, Courdel. I'm really hoping that the minister take actions on this, and I know she will, right? I know she will, right?
Kevon, sorry, let me correct myself. Pastor London, you didn't even reach the level of a bishop. People giving you flowers that you didn't even earn, Pastor London. You understand? You're not even a bishop yet. Whatever he is, a self-appointed apostle. Which Bible school he went to? You understand? He has an excellent command of the English language. I'll give him that. And he feels because he can command the English language well, you understand? He knows all, and he's all-knowing and all-seeing, and he is the God sent he on the earth here for judge people. You know, no pastor. No, he did not. Right? That's God work himself. And in whoever religion they follow in, that's their deity work, not you. Not you, sir. Not you. And you know what he should do? Anyway, well, let me go there. Yeah.
You see why they want to raise this topic? I know Courdel, you get hot body.
No, he is past the woman. He is past the woman. And if you listen to his point, is he saying that, let's say they had an American couple who are Americans. They were married in America, and they can't come to Guyana? That's what he's saying?
But
is
Courdel,
that what he's saying?
But the fact remains that he's speaking. If you listen to the guy, he's speaking based on assumptions. He's assuming, and somebody sends something to him, and the guy is so stupid. The guy is so stupid. He's in the environment where he's seeing where there's a whole lot of mischief going on in the opposition by they're making screenshots, they're sending message, take Nigel Damla situation, for example, and it's all around they're looking to make mischief. You know? And then he's gonna assume based on the second-hand information.
Come on,
no, are so stupid, you know.
Thank you for raising that. No, the man ain't got no proof. The man ain't know whether he talking with factual. Exactly. Why Pastor London don't go around behind no t-shirt and this other one who said the dip in sugar and honey and all them thing and tell them what they're doing wrong, let it ring two and two slapping you. You understand? Why he don't go and trouble them people who know how to defend themselves? That's say the minister can. If whatever he alleging is so. Why you don't go to Otisha? I can't remember what this other one name. But he about the place. Angel. Why you don't run up to Angel and them and oh, you're wrong, you're doing this bad and let Angel them beat you up. And are there people from the HQC? Why you don't go wrong at the HQC at 11 o'clock in the night and preach you a thin slice? Thank you, Lynette. Go to thin slice and them. Go to them people that play your hair ain't good. See if they don't put too slap in you and tell you mind your business.
Courdel, we have to go.
Oh, shucks.
Don't let Nigel not work you up.
You just get me into a whole other thing and take me off my meditation, though. You was wrapping up this show good. You was beer problems. You was trouble. I done. Viewers tell me, right? The bringing me in some worries.
The man want Sherry pay for chicken. The man got Yori eating out the chicken and blame for the Sherry v chicken. And
yes. He's living West Watuka.
He don't live there. He got a farm there. He had a farm. Now it's a jungle.
So Kevon, I remember One time I went into Westwood Tucker last year, a while back. Me and he don't have no problem. No personal issue between me and he. And we were looking at the farmlands that were open and horses farming and stuff, and he was in there, and he's telling me that how some dog breaking into his chicken pen and eating out the chicken. I said, you gotta secure your pen prior to dog.
Courdel, the boy is a liar, you know. The boy is a liar. And
You gotta tell me.
The man killed the people dog too, no? Imagine an apostle. He killed the people dog. Yeah.
Wow.
This isn't this serious. Bro, I serious with my dog. The man killed the lady dog, boy. You understand? And when he hit the dog, the dog wasn't even no way in the area where he's saying, but he had a personal grievance with the dog.
Just a second, Kevon. So Mandela Ghani is saying stupid Otisha is not holding public office. So hold on a second, sensible Mr. and Miss Ghani or whoever you are. Are you trying to tell me in other parts of the world there aren't elected officials who are gay? There are none. I've seen it in America. I've seen it in the Caribbean. I've seen it in Europe. I've seen it in England. So what is your point? Is the allegation that is made against the minister, is the minister not a person? Is she not a human? Is she not a Guyanese? Isn't she allowed to have a preference if that is the case indeed? You understand? So Mandela Ghani, I count you as stupid because you didn't get my point. My point is, as Otisha is allowed to make a choice, as the angel is allowed to make a choice, as the pastor, London is allowed to make a choice of who he decides to love or not love, that is anybody else's choice. So you are stupid, Miss Ghani. You are stupid, and I'm sorry that you didn't understand my point. I hope that the little clarity I brought there would make it a little clearer to you. All of us are human beings. All of us have a choice, and all of us are allowed to make that choice. Whether sexually, elections, political party, where we want to work, the type of woman or man we want to marry, all of us have a choice. All of us have a choice. So on that note, that is my last thing. Done now, okay, man. Done.
All right, Courdel. So, guys, once again, I know we could normally Friday we just go on, but Courdel in a different mood this morning, right? But anyway, Courdel, like I said, Auntie Sherry waited patiently on me. She's watching right here too. So I would be headed over there in a few, and I'm going to be going. I think I might visit the Apostle chicken pen to see what upgrade he have and so on.
But don't film the man place as private property. If you film it, stand up on the road where it's public and you could film. Don't go on his property. I'm guiding you as a co-host and as a friend, please.
All right, so guys, once again, I must say thank you, Lynette. You know, Lynette went to the background throwing a lot of gasoline on the fire this morning, right?
I know Lynette, all right. It's the other Lynette that me hear from yet. It's the other Lynette. I know you don't hear nothing from Philip Drayton. He disappeared in here.
I know we there. We gotta send a SOS out to. You gotta send a SOS out TV.
Trouble.
Anyway, guys, once more, thank you for being on this session this morning. We will be here tomorrow again, same time, same place. And
we have Mr. Ashby tomorrow. Edwin Ashby should be on tomorrow. He was the leader of the list for the PPPC in these LGE elections, and he'll be giving us a better idea of what's the way forward in relation to that Georgetown City Council.
All right, guys. So ensure you tune in tomorrow and enjoy the conversation as normal. I see Lynette is saying that the program is worth waking up to. Yeah, man. We start the day. We start the day with positivity. We start the day with facts and real issues we deal with. So thank you guys once again. And we will see you here tomorrow. Same time, same place. And this is my time for today.
This is Quincy Anderson. You know I love my country. There's no other country better than mine. Welcome to Guyana, land of 6 races, 6 different faces, and we all live in love. Guyana is a beautiful country, no other can compare. Got everything right here, so no other can compare. Guyana is made up of so many natural resources. We don't need no forces, cause we got enough resources. Let's talk about bauxite, gold, diamond, and rice. We got it right here. Guyana ain't going nowhere. We got enough oil too.